What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the show about absolutely nothing. Episode 38. Yeah, get focused. Get in.
38 or 39.
You in viewership now. You lined up.
We good. Yeah, we good.
How you feeling, bro? What's good? What's cracking?
Oh, got my neck worked on today.
Wow, that didn't sound right at all. That
I
is. You better clean that up.
went to the chiropractor today.
All right, cool. You had to clean it
That-
up. Somebody hear that,
It's,
snip that, and make you sound like you talking about something else. You got a neck work though. So, Izzy, what do you mean by that? No, not that. No. Oh man. Do you try to explain and everything? Then everything start freezing up the computer,
I can't fix this. I can't fix this.
the documents, the paperwork.
Oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Nah, it was good, but yeah, you got you.
Yeah, I went to the chiropractor today. Ended up, getting worked on basically the base of my skull. They said had to get that realigned and everything else looked good. Had me a good little breakfast meal, and now I'm back home.
I want
Ready
you
to
to
do some
Waffle
stuff.
House,
Huh?
Waffle House, IHOP,
Nope.
Huddle House,
Mm-mm.
Cracker Barrel.
You ever heard of Perkins?
That's new to me.
Yeah, it's a place called Perkins. The first time I had it was with my church group. We all met over there just for like a little brunch, little dinner type of thing. And the thing is, like with Perkins, you know how IHOP and Waffle House you got the breakfast pretty much all day, every day. Same type of deal over there.
Oh, cool. All day. I don't know what it is, but all day breakfast is just it's another good time.
It's an experience. It's an experience. Like when you don't know what you want in life, it's like there's so many options, but you always have the hankering for like, you know what? I just want like some waffles, or like I just want me some pancakes. It could be like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. You know what, dog? I don't feel like eating no steak or burgers. Give me a good stack of pancakes.
You know what's funny? One time we went to Biloxi, Mississippi. It was a family. We went to Arkansas, but I had to go because the way our everything was. Anyway, I had to go with my uncle and my cousin. My cousin that plays Hawaii. My uncle, his and him. They said, "Yo, till you going with them after we leave, so we going back home, so you can go with them." Like, F it. My uncle, like, I got you. Don't worry, my uncle. I got you. I'm gonna take care. I got Junior. I got him. Everything's taken care of for him. Like,
Right.
shoot, free trip, whatever. So we went to this we stayed at this casino hotel.
Ooh.
That's a casino.
Ooh.
They got 24-hour everything. So
Yo.
for breakfast, I'm like, all right, cool. I said, yo,
They loaded you up with everything, huh?
like this place was like, we all at breakfast. I'm like, everybody getting the traditional pancakes. I'm like, yo, let me get these hot wings real quick, man.
My
Like,
man said, yo, skip the break. Yo, skip that. Let me get hot wings.
hey, man, it's on the menu. I'm like, hey, my uncle, like, you getting hot wings? Like, he had nothing. Like, I was like, hey, man, it's on the menu, bro. Hey.
I mean, put it like this, though. Chicken and waffles is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Chicken and waffles. I mean, there's a restaurant in LA called Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
I heard it was all hype. I heard it wasn't all that.
You know what? I have yet to confirm nor deny those allegations or those speculations, but I wouldn't mind giving it a shot one day.
I don't know, man, because I mean, I've never had a urge to go to the West Coast like to LA. Like I'll go to like
I've been out there,
Portland.
I've been out there a few times and I've always enjoyed it. Like I still want to go.
Yeah.
But there are other places like I know the Maple Street Biscuit Company. They have like a little version of that. And I know other places now. I know like IHOP, and like there's a place over here called the Omelet Cafe, Omelet Kitchen or Omelet Cafe. They have like a chicken and waffles type of thing as well. So the chicken and waffles is becoming a lot popular now. It's becoming a much more common breakfast grouping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like I was saying, like I'll go. Like when it comes to West Coast life, I'll do Seattle. I'll do Oregon. I'll do.
Edmonton, as you can tell on your jersey.
What's up?
Edmonton.
Oh yeah. You know, I mean, I'll do the West. I'll go outside West. I'll do the West. You know what I mean? But LA, I don't want to go to LA. I never wanted to go to LA.
I've been there once or twice. You know, LA is cool if like you visiting and you're a tourist and all that type of stuff. Like it's cool. But for me, I would rather like if I go back to Cali, I want to go to San Diego. You know, I felt a lot more connection with that city, and I've been really peeping that area out. And like that city just I don't know about it. I don't know what it is about San Diego, but like that just like it just feels right. And also like you're right there by the ocean. You got a lot of military presence over there. I'm a former military kid, so it's like that's a connection I can deal with already. Like you have a pro baseball team in the smack dab middle of the city. So it's like, and you got the beaches, you got the pier, like, bro, you have like a lot of areas to check out. And like where I live at, there are certain times where I look around, I'm like, this reminds me of, you know what? Yeah, I could do it. Maybe. In the Lord's timing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try and rush the process, you know what I'm saying? As Joel Embiid once said, trust the process.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I'm more of an East Coast guy. I if I told my mom I could move and thrive, I would definitely move to New York on the outside of New York. If as long as I could get to the city and do work, I'll be fine. I'll definitely go out there. But speaking of going out, do you like cookies?
Of course. Who doesn't like cookies?
I mean, a lot of people don't like having a good time.
I mean, bro. Okay, wait. It depends, though. It depends, because, like, if you think about it, cookies. And I was having a discussion with somebody. It's like barbecue is a good time,
great time.
But somebody I was talking to, they're like, I don't like barbecue, and I'm like, why not? And they're like, it just doesn't taste right to me. It doesn't taste good, and I'm like, well, it depends. See, for me, like barbecue depends on who makes it or where you go. It's like sweet tea. It depends on who makes it and where you go.
Now, when he says barbecue, does he mean just burgers and dogs, or does he mean brisket, ribs?
I think like actual barbecue, like burgers, hot dogs. Could we consider that barbecue, or is that just like
that's cookout food? That's like
cookout.
I'm like
ribs, rib tips, cutlets. All that.
Yeah, that's barbecue. Like that's like barbecue for me is like, that if it's like a random, like if it's like a Friday night, like in the summertime, like you want to come up throwing some dogs on the grill, some burgers, you want to come through and grab some, like I may throw some chicken on here. That's like some, but if barbecue takes time, brisket takes time, ribs take time. It's just like, you got to get up early in the morning to start. You got to start late at night, early morning with the brisket. You got to make that thing right.
Yep. You got to, like some barbecues like this. Like some barbecues, you just got to like, set it up before. Like you got to set it up like you got to like prep the meat, got to marinate it. You got to get all the
Keep going.
Oh.
Keep talking. I got you. Go ahead.
Keep going?
Yeah, keep talking. You good.
Oh, I mean, are you grabbing a plate of barbecue behind my back?
No, fool.
Oh, my bad. It's like you just like I'm talking about how to prepare, like how to get the barbecue ready, and all of a sudden you just disappeared. Like you left the grill.
You got it.
Okay. But yeah, like you just got to prepare the meat, you got to marinate it, you got to get the seasonings right, and then you got to leave it in the fridge. And you got to leave it in the fridge for like a day before that you actually cook it. Make sure everything is nice and prepped up properly, and then you go ahead and you put it on the grill, and that's like you got to get your sauces right. It's always a good time.
It's a great time. Had to get some water.
Oh, I was about to say, I was trying to figure out like what is going on over here. I heard some jangling around. I was like, he left the grill on.
Oh yeah, no, he was good.
This
Nah,
man right here, we talking about barbecue. He gonna run off for a second, like, oh shoot, I left the brisket on the grill.
but look, if I left some brisket on, this would be a different conversation. But back to the cookies though. That's what we here. I'm going.
Oh yeah. So yeah, cookies. I love cookies. What was going on with the cookies?
Have you heard of a place called Insomnia Cookies?
You know what's funny? You shared something with me about that, and then all of a sudden, I see an ad for Insomnia cookies, and I'm just like, there can't be this can't be a coincidence. I've never heard of it, nor have I ever tried it, but I know you have dabbled in it.
Bro, look here. I ordered. What's today? Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I got paid. I paid us. You know what? Because I did a poll on Instagram, on Facebook. I said, yo, what's better, Crumble versus Insomnia? Whole thing, Insomnia. Insomnia was whooping ass. Like, all right, cool. I said, all right, cool. Let me see. Let me go ahead and dabble in these. I started off light. I got 6. I got chocolate chip. I got a couple chocolate chip, some sugar. No, I got a chocolate chip, sugar, M&M, and an oatmeal raisin for my mom. So I got one oatmeal raisin. I got, whatever. I fell in love. These cookies were so goddamn good, bro. So that was Wednesday.
Okay.
It was Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you heard me. That was Wednesday.
I hear you.
I doubled back on Friday. It got 12 of them joints. Let me tell you how the Lord keep you from yourself. Let me tell you how. I ordered 12 more. Then after I ordered the 12, I see a special. Buy 12, get 6 for $1. So you're looking at a whopping 18 cookies I could have got. But see, the Lord humbles you. He keeps you from me. So he know I didn't need that kind of delectable, delightful deliciousness. I was like, these cookies are so good.
See, look.
Soft. And when you get them delivered, they still soft. They ain't like these hard brick cookies when you get them. They soft. They oh my bro, they just ooey gooey, bro. Chocolate chips be chocolate chip and the sugar be sugaring. The M&M be M&M'ing, man. Good time.
See, when you first put me on to the cookie game, you told me about Crumble.
Oh yeah, I sure did. Crumble's a good time. They just like.
And like for me, I was like, I gotta try Crumble. And I located a couple spots here where I live at. So I'm like, all right, bet whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna slide through and I'm gonna get some. Well, had a box of Crumble come through the house one day, and I got to try a couple of them.
Right.
Joints was hitting. I don't remember which one, but I do know for a fact they were top tier. Like I've had a lot of cookies. Ooh.
As you can see, I loaded up on the sugar and the chocolate chip.
See, okay. You want a hot take here?
What's a hot take? What you got?
I'm not a fan of sugar cookies. I'm not a fan of sugar cookies.
You're not a fan? Why? No. Let's talk about it. What you not? What you talking?
I don't know. Like sugar cookies just don't like. I don't know. Like it's just something about them just doesn't sit right in my soul.
Oh shoot!
Like I've had a fair share of the sugar cookies, and they're great. Don't get me wrong. Like they're good. It's just like the only time I'll eat one is if like they're the only things there. If there's a variety and I have a choice, then I'm gonna go for what I like. But like if those are the only ones there, I'm not gonna say no. I'm just not gonna double up and get like 2 or 3. I'm probably gonna get like maybe one or just a half of one.
Right. So what's your go-to cookie? It's the middle of the night. You got a sweet tooth. You got because they don't close until like 3, 4 in the morning. You got a sweet tooth. You just left the party. You just left one of my wild shows. You got a sweet tooth. Everybody just ate dinner, had a late dinner. And you know, I'm craving something sweet. You smell the aroma of sweet, delectable pastries. Yeah, what does that smell? You see the sign, crumble insomnia cookies. Hey, let's get cookies, guys. What are you getting? You get a 6-pack of cookies. What you getting?
6-pack of cookies.
Treats. What are these sweet treats you getting? What are you getting?
Let's see.
They got the basic cookies. They got sugar, snickerdoodle, chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, macadamia, and all. They got the traditional cookies, but they warm. And they what you
see?
get?
I don't know. Okay, so since I don't know their specialty brand, if they have any specialty cookies, and I'm just wanting to get something sweet, then I'm probably gonna do macadamia nut or chocolate chip. Something simple.
I feel you.
But like if I knew what they specialty were, if I knew their menu and something caught my eye, I definitely am looking at it and be like, let me get 2 of those.
Oh yeah, I feel you. I feel what you're saying.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared to dabble in and experiment or whatnot. But like if I'm just looking for a quick little snack and it's something like I'm familiar with, I'm just gonna go after it. So a good chocolate chip cookie, a good one of those M&M cookies, a macadamia nut, one of those like those right there, I'm cool with.
I got you. Like I say, man, like they a good time, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. They stay up until 3 in the morning, 3 a.m. Like
3 a.m. Yo, for a cookie shop to be open until 3, then my boy, I'm just like.
Because word is they started at a college campus. Dudes start selling baking cookies, deliver like sell them to the people in the dorm. And they got like this one, my homegirl, she goes to UNT or UTD, and there's one on the campus. I'm like, bro, late night after a hard night of studying, you get like, you know what? Let me treat myself to some goddamn cookies.
Heck yeah.
Okay. But yo, let's talk about it, bro. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, man. Yo, Detroit Lions, you were selling Wolf tickets. And I told you the Detroit Lions wasn't them, not them, them. N-E-M, them. They wasn't them. See, this is the thing. This is the Izzy. What is it? Diagram. He said he buys into a team. He starts betting on the team. He wins a little money. Then he tried to drag me into it. Like, yo, man, put a little money on it. I won $5,000 on this game. Just keep going. Keep betting on it. Then when the push comes to shove, he bets it all. Then that happens. I'm like, I'll put a little money in there. I'll bet a little bit. I'll win. I'll take my winnings and I'll bow gracefully. I'll take the money. But he bet all the money on the chip. He put all the chips on the table. I'm like, Izzy, don't do it. No, they got it. 24-7 and just blew the whole goddamn league. How does a team? They the new Atlanta Falcons.
No, they're not.
They the new Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons have for a team to be the new Atlanta Falcons, they have to go to the Super Bowl, carry a 21-point lead, and then blow it in the second half.
Bruh.
And look, let me go ahead and say this. I've been on record, and I've said this to multiple people. Super Bowl was going to be 49ers and what I thought would be the Ravens because of the 2-1 seeds. I figured the 49ers were going to be the Super Bowl regardless. Now, look, did Detroit start off fast? Yes. They started off perfectly. They were up 21-7. The thing is, though, and my dad was watching the game with me yesterday, and he said this. He's like, look, Detroit needs to get on these guys early, and they got to be careful because San Francisco starts slow. They're a second-half team. And on top of that, you don't want to let McCaffrey get ahead. You don't want to let him get started because if he does, it's hard to stop them because everything runs. If you think about it, yeah, you got You got Rashawn, you got Juwan Jennings, you got Brandon Ayuk, you got Debo Samuel, George Kittle, Juszczyk, but McCaffrey, like he's he's kind of like the motor that gets everything going. If you can get the run game going, well, like any good team, like if you think about it, name like your Eagles, for example, or the Bengals or the Texans, if they have a solid running game, you could run so many plays if you're able to dictate your run game early. And to start the game off, Detroit was forcing San Francisco to play one-dimensional. They weren't allowing McCaffrey to get going on the ground, so they were forcing Purdy to pretty much not really play hero ball, but they were forcing him to like throw the ball around a little bit more. They were kind of keeping him contained. But the thing is, Detroit, like you said, they kind of pulled an Atlanta Falcons where they got a little too ahead of themselves. They got up. They were up 24-7, I believe it was at halftime.
Bro.
And they let off the gas. Now, here's what I got to say.
Talk to me.
I love the storyline for Detroit. And I have been behind them ever since they started the season. I told you since last year, this was a different Detroit Lions team. This was a different team. They finished the season 9-8. They come into the season, they start off hot. I mean, they beat Kansas City on banner night. And then they just took that momentum all the way to the NFC title game. There was one person in particular that I was kind of getting annoyed with. CJ Gardner-Johnson. This man right here had clips of him floating around the internet, basically down talking and talking down to certain people. Like he chirped at Baker and like he chirped at Debo Samuel. Like he's a talker. He's a talker. So I was like, I hope for Detroit's sake, they do something because Chauncey is talking out the side of his neck. And there's a clip after Detroit scored their third touchdown. You see him waving goodbye. You saw him waving goodbye to the fans, and it was only the second quarter.
See, here's my issue. Here's my issue with all this. This is one of the things where I knew when they, just like my Eagles, when they got up, I said, this ain't gonna last. This ain't gonna last. I know it's about to happen. When they hit the 24 mark, I said, this game is over. They're losing this. Cause I don't know what happened. When they got 24 at half, I said, yep, they're losing this game. And like clockwork, they went downhill. And here's my issue. I didn't watch the game. I'm all about take the points when you can take them. I heard Dan Campbell didn't do it.
Bro, Dan Campbell, when he pretty much whenever it was fourth and manageable, whether it was like 4th and 3, 4th and 2, Dan Campbell was going to go for it. He was successful. He went for it like I think 3 or 4 times. He was successful like 50% of the time. There was 2 4th down conversions he missed. And I think one of them or both of them that he missed were in field goal range. I think one of them was in field goal range. It was a 4th and 2. They were down 10. They were down 3. It was 27-24. San Francisco had just scored a field goal, so they were down by 3. They get to field goal range. It's 4th and 2. I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at the score, and I'm like, you're in field goal range. I get you want to be aggressive, but in this moment right now, you need to get the points where you can. Because I think it was Greg Olsen. He was on the call for Fox. He said, this is a race to see who's going to get to 30 first. This is a race to see who's going to get to 30 points first.
But here's my issue with this game. Hold on. I'm going to cut you off real quick.
Okay.
My thing is this. When you watch college football, normally teams who got scores like that, they never let up. Go back to the Oregon-Colorado game.
Woo.
That game was over in the second half. No, in the first half. They were leaving.
It was over by the second quarter.
It was over. And you got, I don't know,
Okay, so here's the difference with that one. Dan Lanning, he did that to prove that he was trying to prove a point, though. Like
I
everybody,
but my
every,
point is, hold on real quick. I'm gonna let you get that.
okay, go ahead.
And about the him making a point is like when you get in college, points are necessary. Like the more points you win, it kind of helps your chance of getting in, playoff winning. Well, they did hang this much on this team. This team got blown out, blah, blah, blah. Cool. In the NFL, like, I don't know what happens at halftime. Like, why do you let off the gas?
Hold up. I'm gonna actually argue that. I'm actually gonna argue that, and I'm gonna say I don't think it's the amount of points. I don't think it's like I don't think when they look at like who makes what in the playoffs, they look at the point total. Like, oh, this team blew out this team by like so and so points, and they did this. I think it's more like quality wins. Like if you like think about it for a think about it for a second. You can blow out. You could blow out you could Louisiana Tech, you could blow out West Kentucky, you can blow out Purdue, you could blow out Arkansas, right? You can blow out those teams and have some dominant wins. But the wins that really matter are wins like against top quality ranked teams. So like for example, Alabama had a ranked win. They beat LSU, and then Texas beats Alabama, right?
Yep.
Then Ohio State beats a Notre Dame, or LSU beats a Florida or a ranked USC or whoever. Like it all depends on the quality of the win. Yeah, you could blow out like lesser schools, like just for this off the strength. Like yeah, our team is running. Look at us, what we're doing. But it's the quality of it. Like how, like what is the quality of the win that you're getting or that you're putting up? You know what I'm saying? Is there something behind this win that you can stand behind and say, hey, look, we deserve to be in this spot because of it's not the amount of points we put up, it's who the opponent was. You know what I'm saying? It depends on like who you played at the time and like what was the significance of it. It's the quality of the win that will really get you into the playoffs. With Oregon and Colorado, if you think about it, Dan Lanning, what he was trying to do was like, he heard all the hype of like, Coach Prime and Colorado and how they were coming in. And I will say this, we talked about it earlier. Colorado's the players from Colorado, they were kind of being a little bit disrespectful. They were kind of like, walking on the field and kind of like disrespecting the turf or whatever the day before, which was not smart in my book. You just added more kindle to the fire. Dan Lanning wanted to be like, hey, look, you see them boys? They're doing this for popularity, for social media, blah, blah, blah. They're not really in it like we're in it. Like we're here to play ball. They're here to be like little internet stars or whatever. Like the cameras went into the locker room and he knew what he was doing when he was giving that speech, but he was trying to prove a point like, hey, look, this team isn't who they think they are. They are who we know they are. And they stomped them out within the second quarter. It was like by the time the second quarter came around, they were already up 28 points. It was like there was no need. Like you don't really need to like put up 7. You don't really need to do it, but he wanted to be like, hey, look, this is like you're not in like this ain't no game. Like this ain't no game when you play the big boys.
And it goes back to what I was saying with Detroit. What happened at halftime? Like, how do you let these people catch a second win? It's like if you up 30-0, how do you let a team come back like that? Like,
I mean, you can ask the Chargers what happened last year.
Wait, I don't even know what happened to the Chargers last year. I don't even
when they played Jacksonville, they were up 27-0, and they let Jacksonville come back and win by a field goal.
Oh yeah, it is that game, wasn't it? But still,
it was a wild card game.
And I just feel like I put it like this. I said it on Twitter. I said it on Facebook. The Lions sold the city of Detroit one hell of a dream, but it turned out to be a nightmare.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
No, listen.
I wouldn't say that.
I would, but this is like one of the things where the city of Detroit was at its highest. You're just coming off of a questionable national championship. We're still in question. We don't know how the NCAA going to play that out. Now you got this. It's like your city is like it's like last year when it was the Eagles, the Sixers, and the Phillies all playing.
All Philadelphia teams. Yeah, I remember that.
It was the city of Philadelphia was red hot.
Woo.
Fall. Everybody effed up. Now you got the Detroit Lions who ain't sniffed a dang NFC championship since '92.
That was their second appearance.
Second. And then it's like your city is so hyped. The whole city, everything was like, okay, y'all won the division.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Now you make it past Tampa. Now you're
they won the division. They got past Matt Stafford and the Rams, and then they got past Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers.
And now it's like the city of Detroit is like, man, it's like it's and you lose in a fashion like you could have won that game.
Yeah, they could have. Like that game was very winnable for them. Like if you looked at how they played, I believe that game was very winnable for them. It was just a few coaching calls, a few calls by Dan Campbell that kind of like gave it away. But what I will say is this: I don't believe that Detroit sold a dream and it turned into a nightmare. I don't believe that. You have to look at it like this: Detroit is one of the youngest teams in the NFL, next to the Green Bay Packers, next to like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't remember who had the list out, but like Detroit is like one of the top 5 youngest teams in the league.
Right.
So for them to have built up to this point in 3 years of Dan Campbell taking over, because look at Dan Campbell for a second. When he took over the team, and I want to say it was 2021, when he took over the team, his first record was 3-13-1. Next season, he finishes the season 9-8, and they missed the playoff by this much of a margin. Much of a margin. Seattle squeaked into it. And now this year, they go in 12-5, win the division for the first time. They host 2 playoff games for the first time in like 30-something years. And then they make it to an NFC championship game, the first one since 92. Now, you could say that the Lions are not it because they didn't go all the way. And you know what? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I look at this team right here. I look at the Detroit Lions right now, and I'm saying this team has so much more potential than people are giving them. So they have so much more room to grow. I look at this Detroit Lions team, and I really believe from what I saw yesterday, they could make they will make a Super Bowl. They will.
You know what's so bad about that statement?
What?
I don't know if you saw it. You can't trust you. I can't stand on that when your coach says stuff like this.
Okay, that's not the full quote.
Dude,
that's not the full
pull
quote.
Pull up the Carfax. Pull up the Carfax. But based off this,
that's not the full quote.
I don't trust a coach that says, I don't care if it's a hot take or not, or he worded it wrong. To say this may have been our only shot after a loss like this, I'm like, shout it. I don't want to hear nobody say that after a loss like this. Give us a fighting chance. They're like, Nick, do you not believe in the team?
No, he never said. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find.
Because Sports Center posted this. Sports Center posted it. Like, I'm like, hey, it is the real Sports Center.
Bruh, what they did, like, they clipped.
Did they misquote him?
Yes. Hold up. I got it right here.
Talk to me.
I told those guys.
You can't play the audio. We on YouTube. We're going to get us flagged.
Sometimes you can only say so much. You got to live it, unfortunately. You got to get your heart ripped out, which we did. And it's a lesson learned. And look, I told those guys, this may have been our only shot. Do I think that? No. Do I believe that? No. However, I know how hard it is to get here. I'm well aware. And it's going to be twice as hard to get back to this point next year than it was this
Yeah,
year.
right. It is.
That's the reality. And if we don't have the same hunger and the same work, which is a whole nother thing, once we get the off season, then we got no shot of getting back here. I don't care how much better we get or what we
I
have.
said it before we get started.
It's irrelevant. It's going to be tough.
Now, based off that, cool. Can Detroit get back? I'm not saying yes. I'm not going to say no. I'm just saying you got to have, I would expect Jared Goff to have had some sort of moment like, yo, we can't let up moment. Like, we can't let it up moment. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, all right, cool. I would have did like what I would have just ran the ball till I couldn't run it no more. I would have milked that clock. I would have did everything in my power. Because when they got that fumble, they had just scored and they fumbled and scored again. It's like you gave them a new life. After that, it was over.
No,
once they gave them that second, it was over.
What really did it for them, like what really set off the 49ers was think back before they scored that touchdown to make it a 7-point game.
Right.
It was the 52-yard pass from Purdy to Ayuk. It bounces off Vildor's helmet, and Ayuk tracks it, brings it in, and falls at like the 4 or 5 yard line. If he doesn't track that ball and it bounces, or like he doesn't catch it, or he doesn't like handle it properly and it hits the ground, that's a lost play right there. They don't get the momentum shift. But because Ayuk was the one to because he was down there, it bounces off the face mask and he's able to track it, bring it in, and fall at the 5, and then he scores 2 plays later. That's what kicked the momentum shift. And then friggin' you got Jahmyr Gibbs. And if you look at the play, Jared Goff hands the ball off like he does what he's supposed to. Jahmyr ran it wrong. He bounced the wrong way, and Goff got I guess he had to move out and make a different move because Jahmyr was running into him, so he had to shift out and hand him the ball awkwardly. So Jahmyr didn't really have his hands on the ball the way he was supposed to, and it got punched out. It got punched out at the line, and Armstead fell on it. So, in a game like that, you have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to get the details ironed out. And look, this is a young team. And I'll say it again. This is one of the youngest teams in the NFL. They're going to learn from this experience. And I think I heard there's a podcast that I follow called the Loose Cannons podcast. There's a guy on there by the name of Poppy Latte. And he said this when they were previewing the Detroit Tampa game. He was talking to a guest speaker that covers the Detroit Lions. He was like, look, I love what y'all are doing over there, but y'all can't have your cake and eat it too. Y'all just won a national title. You guys can't have your cake and eat it too and then go to Super Bowl and win it. Y'all can only have one or the other.
Look, I've never seen where a whole city thrived. You know what I'm saying? It's like Ohio State wins the national, then the Browns win, then
the Browns win. Well, they gonna win.
Hey, they may sneak one. They may have a Brown season. Since the Bengals, the Bengals, I give the goddamn Bengals. Bengals win something, then the Bengals win the chip. Ohio State win the chip. Who they baseball team? Who the baseball team?
The Reds.
The Cincinnati Reds. Who's the hockey team?
They don't have a pro hockey team. They have an amateur.
So all 3 teams win something big, win it all. It's damn near impossible. But then you can't have your cake and eat it too because you don't know what's gonna happen to your team, college team right now, because now the NCAA is digging in. All right, now we're gonna see how we're gonna deal with this.
We knew this was gonna happen. We knew that this was gonna happen to where they weren't gonna do anything until the season was over, and then afterwards they were gonna step in and whatnot. So of course we saw that. I mean, why do you think? Now look, I don't want to throw no dirt on Jim Harbaugh's name. I really don't. Look, he just got a 5-year deal with the Chargers, and I think Justin Herbert is going to have an amazing renaissance of a season with him as his head coach, and I want to see the Chargers succeed. I want to see somebody else but the Chiefs win the AFC West, I think with Antonio Pierce, the Raiders have a shot now. With Jim Harbaugh as a head coach, I think the Chargers have a shot now. But like Jim Harbaugh coming to the league and being the Chargers head coach is
What's up? Are you wait. Your audio, what'd you say?
Mike.
Okay, you good, go ahead.
Okay, then that was weird. That was weird.
It was big weird.
That was very big weird. But nah, like I was saying, like Jim Harbaugh and company, I really don't want to like throw dirt on his name or whatever, but we know the situation with Michigan. We know what's going on with that team. We know what's going on with the investigation and whatnot. So to me, I'm looking at it like it could go one of two ways. Either he has to pay a fine or they lose their chip or whatever. Like they lose scholarships, they lose recruitment rights, whatever. Like it's gonna be something.
Yes, it is. I just feel like this. The city, like I said, I feel Team Up North, I don't give a damn about them. But the city of the Detroit Lions, I have no beef with Detroit Lions. I have no beef with the Lions. It's like, it's cool to see teams that haven't got the chance to get to. You get tired of seeing the same team. I'll tell my mom, I'm sick of Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired. This is their fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Their fourth time in this joint, and they may win it. And they just may win it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bro. And they talk about, and it's like, we gonna see so much Taylor Swift in this goddamn game.
Oh boy.
They say Taylor Swift have generated an equivalent brand value of $331.5 million for the Chiefs in the NFL.
Damn. $331.5 million.
Dog. And every time they show her, I'm like, I ain't got nothing against the Swifties. I ain't got nothing against Taylor Swift. But dang, I've never seen this much Taylor Swift in my life.
Bruh, you want to know who started this?
Travis goddamn Kelce.
Yes, it is. This is his fault. He started this.
And I feel like
he was the one that wanted to give her a friendship bracelet, and all of a sudden, whoop-de-doo, now they're
Look here, I'm telling you this. I don't care about. I'm not watching this game, but the Buckeye in me, I really want Joey and Chase to get one.
Oh, they gotta get one. Like they have. Like,
but hold on, wait. But okay. The Eagle in me, like F y'all. Oh, but the Texas boy in me, like I like you, Patty. If I gotta pick, but on the other side is Buckeye Nation.
You are conflicted.
It's like it's Buckeye Nation. Like
you are conflicted right now.
Here, in the words of Izzy, Westside Izzy P, I'm cheering for Chase and Joey. I don't give a about nobody else on this team. If I'm a celebrate, I'm celebrating them too. I'm getting a Chase Young jersey. But I cannot cheer for the team in its entirety. I can't do it. Hell, if it was my way, I had a whole Super Bowl ending a tie.
I don't even know if that would be possible.
You know how funny that would be if the Super Bowl ended in a tie. Because games do end in ties.
Not this one. There got to be a winner.
Imagine a Super Bowl that ended in a tie.
Yeah, like what's the tiebreaker? Rock, paper, scissors?
Nah, like you gotta recite a whole Taylor Swift song without fumbling.
Oh damn! You're giving it to Travis Kelce.
He can't be in. He can't be in. It's too easy. It's too easy.
Oh, he can't be in.
He can't do it.
Damn. That would suck.
But
okay. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. First and foremost, it is just I don't even know how to process the fact you being conflicted right now.
I'm like, if I got to pick, I'm not going for the Niners. I'm going for Chase and Joey.
Okay, so you're strictly for the Ohio State boys.
Yeah, just for the hood. I got to do it for the hood.
Okay, so for me, Bengals fan talking. I respect the Chiefs and I respect Chiefs Kingdom. I respect the Chiefs and everything they've done. But let's not forget, Joe Burrow is 3-1 versus Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
My guy's very thorough.
Joe Burrow is the only one to have gotten the best of Patrick Mahomes in consecutive times that they've played.
Right.
There is a rivalry, and there is a rivalry that is growing between Chiefs and Bengals. So, for me, I can't rock with Kansas City. Like, y'all are cool. Like, I respect y'all and whatnot. But respectfully speaking, I gotta rock with the 49ers on this one. You got the Ohio State boys, you got Chase, and you got Nick. And then you got Brock Purdy, and you got McCaffrey, Kittle, Ayuk. Like, I just like the way that team is built. They got they got a really good defense. They got a really top-rated offense that can take the top off, that can, keep up. The thing that I just want to make sure, I just want to see if the 49ers can do is, like, can you contain Travis Kelce? Because when watching the Ravens game yesterday, the Ravens had Kyle Hamilton, their strong safety, and versus tight ends, he had like the lowest completion percentage allowed with like 51 or 52%.
Right.
Travis Kelce went 11 for 11, one touchdown, and I believe he had like 114 yards. So I want to see how they take away Kelce, and how they mitigate the run game with Isaiah Pacheco, and how like they keep guys like Rashee Rice and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, how they keep them boys in check or whatever. Like, this is going to be a game where, like, unfortunately for the Ravens, they have to play their game. They can't play the game the Chiefs are going to try and force them to play. Because what happened with the Ravens yesterday, and I kind of want to touch base on this one. I'm watching the game yesterday with the Chiefs and the Ravens, and the one thing I noticed was that Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, he forced, and you kind of saw Lamar kind of play into this.
Bro.
He forced.
There's a play that, man, pissed me off so bad. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Okay, so the thing about that I was hearing on the call, on the broadcast, was like, the one thing Spagnuolo is going to try and do is that he's going to try and make Lamar run east to west, which is sideline to sideline. He's not going to give him the ability to run up the field, because that's where he's most dangerous. And he's going to try and force him to stay in the pocket. And what ended up happening is Lamar played into that. He was like, "Oh, you're going to try and contain me and keep me in the pocket? Well, I'm going to show you I can beat you through the air." And guess what?
You got beat through the air.
No, it didn't work.
No. He got beat all right. That's what I'm saying. Oh, he got beat all right through the air.
Bro, he lost he got strip sacked for a fumble.
Yes, he did.
He threw a really horrible pick in triple coverage.
Dude, that ain't even the play that pissed me off, bro.
Let me just go ahead and like, this is like, when I saw that pass, I was like, what are you thinking? Isaiah, like, so we were talking about this, and I was like, look, and I was raving, like, I was talking about the Ravens and how I think they have a better chance to win, because like, they got two great backs. They have two tight ends who can you can interchange back and forth. You got the receivers. Okay, we didn't see a lot of Odell Beckham Jr. Mark Andrews was barely targeted.
Yep.
They did not use their running backs.
Nope.
And on top of that, you're letting your guys dictate you in the throws that, as a quarterback, as a leader, you shouldn't be making. Isaiah Likely basically runs a seam up the middle, and you see him throw his hand up. He's double covered already. He's being covered by two guys, a corner and a safety, And then as he's going into the end zone, a third guy swings in and jumps the route.
That ain't even the play I'm talking about. That ain't the play that made me. You want to talk about on an island? This play right here. Lamar Jackson literally stopped and let him tackle him. As fast as Lamar Jackson is, keep running. He slowed down for no reason. Everybody like, what are you? I'm like, you have green grass. He not gonna catch you. Then you got a second guy. He not gonna catch you.
I see it. I remember that play.
You're
like,
not catching him. Like
it looked like Lamar. Like I was watching it, and I don't think that he slowed down on purpose. I think he kind of like he stumbled for a quick second and then tried to regain. But then I'll have to go back and watch that play. But the thing that really ticked me off about the Ravens is how they played, and this is something that I have seen before this season.
What is it, man?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This reminded me so much of Tampa Bay because this was a game where the defense kept them in the game. The Kansas City Chiefs scored twice. They go back to back, they scored 2 touchdowns. So it's 14. It's like 7-0, and then Lamar responds with a pass to Zay Flowers, so it's 7-7, and then Isaiah Pacheco runs one in, so it's 14-7, right?
Right.
The defense adjusts and only allow 3 points the rest of the way for the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's 17-7. They're getting stops. They're getting 3 and outs. They're forcing the ball back to Baltimore, back to Lamar's hands. For some reason, they just couldn't move the ball. Like, they couldn't move the ball through the air. They refused to run, which was confusing because Gus Edwards was averaging like 6.2, 6.3 yards per carry. But Lamar was adamant on throwing the ball all around. And you got guys like L'Jarius Sneed, who, by the way, L'Jarius Sneed, a very Antoine Winfield Jr.-esque type of play that I've ever seen one. This man right here sees Zay Flowers catch, cut up, and he sees Zay try to dive for the end zone, tries to reach the ball out. L'Jarius Sneed punches the ball out. And at first, when I saw in real life, when in full speed, I was like, oh shoot, like he got in. And my dad's like, oh, it's a fumble. I'm like, nah, he got in. He's like, are you sure about that? They go to the replay. Bro, I'm talking about like
clean punch,
ball falls short, like literally gets popped out just like an inch or two from breaking the plane of the end zone. Rolls into the end zone. Chiefs recover. It's a touchback.
Dude, I feel
like so many things wrong that Baltimore did not. There were so many things that Baltimore didn't do right, or they just didn't. They weren't themselves. They were not themselves. They switched up the game plan for I don't know what reason.
Told me
I'm confused.
You told me last week when we was joking off camera, when we were just making up random play calls, like random calls.
Right.
You say, yo, once what you gonna do if they catch hold of, catch wind of what you got going, they be ready. I think they got so prepared. I think they were so like, they're gonna know what we're gonna do. And they overshot it. I think if I'm a coach, if I'm a high caliber coach, I'm never going to stop playing my style of game. It's like Steph Curry trying to drive to the lane and dunk.
Right.
You shoot the ball. You make ridiculous 3-point shots. Don't try when you're playing the Dallas Mavericks to play up to they're going to try to shut down a 3. Keep doing what you're doing that kept you winning. Like, that's what got you to the dance. Keep doing what you're doing. Stop. Don't try to play to their strength. Keep doing your thing. Yeah, have a couple like trick plays in there, whatever in the beginning, but keep doing. If nobody can stop the run, it's like you see what happened when the Eagles didn't run the ball. That thing you give Swift a good run, then throw the ball, take the top off.
We saw We saw that in the wild card game versus Tampa.
Yeah, like
They got away from the run. They tried to force the pass. And you saw Todd Bowles on the sideline be like, oh, okay, you want to play in the pocket? Cool. I'm going to send like 6-7 guys your way.
And then, like, I put it like this. And then I'm going to use a line that they used on me last year. Would that have been the same game if we would have had a more confident Eagles team, an Eagles team that didn't throw their middle fingers up or whatever the case may be, type of get season? You know what I'm saying? But I look at it like this. When you take away whatever, we saw two teams that went away from what they did to win, and they lost. And I must go on record to say this. I'm going to stand on this. Brock Purdy and the 49ers will not win if they play the way they played Sunday. Because the way you started, you cannot do that against Patrick Mahomes. You cannot do that against Patrick. This man has just came off of a Super Bowl. People didn't think he was going to get back to the Super Bowl.
They didn't think everybody thought because the season, the way that it played out for the Chiefs. But look at this. I was listening to First Take, and they were breaking down pretty much everything that if you were to look at the Chiefs where they are right now versus like where they were in the season, everybody thought the Chiefs were one and done. They thought they were going to be a one and done team because like they had the most penalized offensive line. Their team led the league in drops. Mahomes threw the most interceptions in his threw the most interceptions this season than he has in the past few seasons.
Yep.
Like they weren't consistent. They were not consistent on offense. And everybody's looking at the Chiefs like, oh yeah, like they're gonna be on the road for these next few playoff games. Like this is the first time that they're gonna be road warriors. Like they've always hosted these playoff games at Arrowhead. They're gonna be moving away from Arrowhead. They're gonna be going to Highmark in Buffalo, and they're going to be playing in the Bank in Baltimore. Like they're underdogs. Oh yeah, no, there's no way. And what happens? It was like all of a sudden, you got the defense playing with their hair on fire. You got Travis Kelce. He's catching everything that's coming his way. The receivers are finally coming alive. It's like the Chiefs, they flipped the switch, and now all of a sudden they're one win away from hosting their third Super Bowl trophy.
Yep, and I'm just saying, I say this, and I don't hate on Brock Purdy. I get your team talk to talk. When you win, you got to talk to talk. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, if you play the way you played Sunday, where you could have lost to a team, then I'm like, then you just going to feed. Then I feel like this is a good loss for then we're going to get up out of here because these landscapes outside.
I was wondering what that noise was.
So I feel like the Lions would have got destroyed by King. They lost to you opening kickoff Thursday night banner. You not dragging it. You're not doing it again. You're going Patty Mahomes. All right, do it again. You not. And I feel like, and now, to come to think about it, the Kansas City Chiefs got their first ring off of San Francisco. Jimmy G, four Super Bowls ago. It was the 50th year anniversary of the Kansas City Chiefs' first Super Bowl. They ain't been in the Super Bowl in 50 years. They went.
Was it in Miami?
That was in Miami because the next one. Yeah, it was in Miami because that next year they went back. It was in Tampa.
Oh, right, because Tampa won the one they hosted at home.
Yeah. So,
you're right. You're right.
Here's the kicker. Patrick Mahomes has been to back-to-back Super Bowls and never won two back-to-back. So this is his second time going back-to-back. I'm scared because they always thought, the team, like, hey, can he win a back-to-back Super Bowl? Oh, can he do it? I mean, like I said, who knows? But Chicken sent us home final argument to send us home.
Final argument to send us home. Okay. Well, I'm glad you threw that tidbit out. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I knew it was a rematch. I didn't know it went like I didn't know that I forgot the specifics of it, but like wow.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say this. This man right here calls me like he tells me that Brock Purdy isn't sturdy when they're down, and then like he leads the charge to like the largest comeback win, and now they're in the Super Bowl, and this is his second season, first year full starter, second season in the league, and he leads his team to the Super Bowl. And you know what? I'll give you this: like the 49ers, if they want to get up on the Chiefs, they have to start fast. They can't lollygag like they did versus the Lions. They can't have that type of opening. Like you got to be careful when you're playing against a team like this because you know Detroit, they played fast, they played with their hair on fire, but they just let off the gas. Kansas City's not going to do that. Kansas City's not going to be the type of team to do that. So I believe Shanahan and company, they're going to get that one back. I really believe like if this is a rematch, 49ers, they're looking to get this one back. I think they will. I think this is one of the more complete teams that will be playing in the Super Bowl. I said that about the 49ers. If they were going to be playing against the Ravens or whoever, like I felt like they're the more complete team right now. I think they get their sixth Super Bowl. So that's my prediction. I'm sticking with the 49ers. I think they'll take it. But we will have all the talk of the Super Bowl before it happens. We will get to that because it's 2 weeks away and like there's a lot more to talk about. But you know who it is. It's your boy Westside Izzy P in the building, your boy Junior June in the building. This is a show about nothing. We talk a lot about nothing, but it always ends up into something.
Oh yeah, and like always, we are out of here. Peace.